Fresh Chiquita bananas for just 25 cents a pound is just one of those special trip specials at Schwegman now. Fresh boneless beef whole rump, $1.18 a pound. Jumbo boneless skinless chicken breast, $1.98 a pound. Pepsi 6-packs, 4 for $5. Slice 6-packs, 98 cents. Post cereals, 2 for $3. And Lay's potato chips, 88 cents. This week at Schwegman.
Schwegman now. We're making low prices fun again.
The people at McFrugal's asked me to show you what 40 to 70% off looks like. There, that's about 70% off. This week, save $7 on this Black & Decker Snake Light, just $19.99. Or save $10 on a Canon electronic calculator, only $17.99. And this Bell South cordless telephone is just $19.99. So come to McFrugal's. It's like a new store every week.
Things are heating up at GCO Carpet Outlet. Now's a great time to replace old worn carpet while clearance savings are red hot. Choose a hot new color. Pick a sizzling new style. Carpet several rooms for what you'd expect to pay for one. It's all happening now at GCO Carpet Outlet.
3 convenient locations in Kenner, Slidell, and the West Bank. WWL-TV, Channel 4, New Orleans. Bill Elder and Don Westbrook with weather. This is Louisiana's news leader, Channel 4's Eyewitness News.
Jefferson Parish deputies may have a suspect in custody for the brutal killing of a young girl. We'll have the latest. 2 more murders in the city of New Orleans. One of the victims is the son of a local judge. And investigators try again today to recover the wreckage from that downed TWA flight. Good afternoon. This is the 12 o'clock news. It will be later this afternoon before the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office releases any more information on the murder of a 14-year-old girl on the West Bank over the weekend. But Eyewitness News has learned that a 22-year-old man was arrested in the case yesterday on charges of murder and aggravated rape.
Jefferson Parish investigators are remaining tight-lipped about an arrest they've made for the weekend murder of a teenaged girl in West Wego. But it appears the suspect in the case is well known by the family of the victim, 14-year-old Crystal Champagne. According to Jefferson Parish jail records, a 22-year-old man named Damian Thibodeau was arrested yesterday on charges of murder and aggravated rape. Law enforcement sources say Thibodeau is charged in the murder of the teenaged girl. Crystal Champagne disappeared Friday night, and her body was found a day later along the bank of the Mississippi River near the Huey Long Bridge. The coroner's office is doing an autopsy this morning to determine how the child was killed. Relatives of the young victim say the suspect, Damian Thibodeau, is known by the family. He is reportedly a step-cousin, but he is not a blood relative. We checked with the coroner's office a few minutes ago, and their autopsy on Crystal Champagne is not finished yet. We should learn more about what Jefferson Parish investigators believe happened to the 14-year-old girl later this afternoon. Sheriff's Office has scheduled a 2:30 news conference. Bill?
I was going to ask you, why are they being so secretive, but a 2:30 news conference.
That's correct. We should know a lot more when you're back here at 5 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Well, here in New Orleans, there seems to be no let-up in what appears to be a violent crime wave. Police are investigating 2 more murders. The man driving his car in an uptown neighborhood has become the latest victim. Police say the 42-year-old, whose name has not yet been released, was traveling east in the 9,000 block of Hickory Street when someone opened fire. A bullet struck the driver in the left side of his body. He died later at the hospital. So far, no motive, no suspects. And in the other case, the son of a civil court judge has become a murder victim. 20-year-old Ryan Scholes, son of Judge Ronald Scholes, was shot to death last night at the corner of Olive and Pine Streets. Police are also searching for a motive and suspects in this killing as well. Well, the battle continues in civil court in the race for Orleans District Attorney. Candidate James Gray wants his challenger, Judge Morris Reed, disqualified from the race for allegedly failing to meet the deadline for resigning his judgeship. Now, Reed denies the allegation and has the receipt showing that he mailed his resignation to the Secretary of State's office in time to qualify for the race. But Gray says he has not seen the evidence and says Reed acted in a judicial capacity after he supposedly resigned.
But if you understand the law in this area, I don't think a receipt showing he filed it late the night of the 10th will be sufficient. It will still be inadequate. My lawyers tell me, and I believe they're right, that this thing is not done until at least sometime after received by the Secretary of State. That wasn't until Friday the 12th.
Well, the case is being heard by Judge George Connolly in Civil District Court, and he is expected to hand down a ruling sometime later today. Overseas, a bomb in a briefcase has killed at least 9 people at a Pakistani airport. Another 20 were wounded in the city of Lahore when the explosive blew up. The bombing is being blamed on terrorists trying to derail the government. That marks the 13th blast to rock Pakistan's Punjab province this year. And nerves are on edge today at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. That after police last night detonated a crude pipe bomb that was found on a tarmac near an air charter service. The airport was already on heightened security after 2 separate bomb threats prompted a search on 3 major airlines. There were no injuries, by the way. And still no official word on what caused TWA Flight 800 to burst into a ball of fire and kill everyone on board. Investigators will try again today to use a video camera, underwater video camera, to look for wreckage from the plane. And as Liz Mullen reports, they hope that that will help them figure out if it was an accident or a criminal act.
It's a race against time for investigators as they try to reach what could be the main body of the wreckage of Flight 800. There is no concrete proof that a bomb blew the plane from the sky, but chemical residue left by explosives begins to fade after just 1 week. NTSB Vice Chairman Robert Francis says the black boxes hold the key to this mystery, and they, he says, will be found.
Finding the recorders, I would say we are confident we'll find them. Soon, I would be somewhat less confident. They are something that we very much want to have. They're not something that's an essential for an investigation.
Attempts to identify a 15-foot section of wreckage on the seafloor were turned back by rough seas and the failure of a videotape camera that would have mapped the area. To aid now in the search, one of only 2 Navy rescue and salvage ships of its kind on the East Coast is en route from Virginia, bringing an unmanned underwater robot, which could prove crucial in the location of fuselage on the ocean floor.
The weather offshore today is ideal for searching. We have flat, calm seas, and the visibility is unlimited.
Armed with the video camera, the Navy robot could lead investigators to the 129 bodies still missing in the Atlantic Ocean. Reporting from Long Island, I'm Liz Mullen for CBS News.
And still to come on Eyewitness News at 12 noon. Severe flooding hits northern Quebec. Several people are missing. And just how hot are the Olympic Games? Some say summertime in the South is unbearable.
Introducing a clean, fresh beginning. New FDS Natural Baking Soda. It absorbs odor and moisture simply and effectively with a unique time-release formula. And FDS Natural Baking Soda is clinically proven safe and hypoallergenic. One gentle spray and you'll feel clean and fresh. Finally, there's a feminine deodorant spray with baking soda. Start clean, stay fresh. New FDS Natural Baking Soda.
Thanks to Singer, I got exactly what I wanted. At Singer, it was so great that you could actually see the kitchen before we bought it.
You can too, for as little as $88 a month with Singer's flexible financing and colorful options in top-of-the-line Sorel solid surface counters. Singer installed, durable and stylish. Choose your new kitchen in a flash at Singer.
We're very pleased with Singer Kitchen.
Quality, color, style, they've got it all. For the next 30 days, due to popular demand, LES once again will install 1 free WeatherGuard window with the purchase of 4 more windows. In addition, LES will still give you 20% off, plus all windows will be installed absolutely free.
This is the same commercial LES runs once a year. It's such an exceptional offer. Buy 4, get 1 free, plus 20% off, plus free installation, that we can only run this once a year, and for only 30 days. So don't miss it. Call LES now, because this offer must end August 15th.
The Shriners are proud of the work they do for kids, and Buick is proud to provide the official courtesy cars for their 96 convention here in Louisiana. Now during Buick's Courtesy Car Parade, you can get the biggest savings of the year. Choose from a giant selection of best-selling LeSabres, Park Avenues, Regals, and Roadmasters. Driven only a few days, they can't be sold at new car prices, and that means unbeatable savings for you. But they're sure to go fast. Don't let Buick's Courtesy Car Parade pass you by. Hurry to your Louisiana Buick dealer today.
American swimmer Janet Evans has suffered a setback in her quest for a record 5th Olympic gold medal. Today, she failed to qualify for one of the top 8 final slots in the 400-meter freestyle, a category, by the way, in which Evans holds the world record. The final is scheduled for tonight. Well, when the city of Atlanta made its pitch for the Summer Games a few years ago, officials promised the average temperature in July would be in the mid-70s, and it is about 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, as Troy Roberts reports, the sizzling heat and humidity has already taken its toll on some of the visitors.
Historians have long been mystified about exactly why Greek athletes of the ancient Olympics competed in the nude. But after one day in the Georgia heat, you figure the first Olympians may have been onto something.
And heat indexes today in the dangerous category once again.
Atlanta may not be burning,
105.
but it's certainly starting to simmer.
Oh, man, it's so hot down here in Atlanta.
It's hotter in Atlanta than at any of the past 5 summer games, hotter than a relatively breezy Barcelona that only had an average high of 83 degrees. The heat and the expected weekly thunderstorms, lightning, and high winds make the Olympic weather forecast sound like biblical retribution. That's if you're not a Southerner.
Cheapest air conditioning in Atlanta.
You feeling better? Yeah.
Excessive southern exposure already claimed dozens of victims over the weekend. And before the closing ceremonies in 2 weeks, health officials fear tens of thousands of people will succumb to heat-related illnesses. Drinking plenty of fluids is encouraged, even water at $2.75 a bottle prices. But there are misting stations and fountains spread around the Olympic ring for overheated fans.
Ready for more?
And Salvation Army volunteers distribute free water to visitors throughout the city.
Good, you take it.
Olympic officials have fewer concerns about the heat effects on the athletes. Many have been training in hot and humid conditions, and common sense steps have been taken to spare the competitors.
One of the great side effects for us with heat is you kind of lose your mental sense of the game and your strategies, and it's hard to keep your cool when you're that hot.
The marathon was rescheduled to start in the early morning. Still, as many as a third of the runners may be forced to drop out because of the heat.
Running 26 miles, you know, in perfect conditions is hard. And when you add 100-degree heat or whatever we're going to get, you definitely got to be concerned.
For the 2 million visitors in Atlanta, the National Weather Service has mobilized one of the most advanced observation and warning networks.
We can gather just about any type of weather information you can imagine. Temperatures, wind speeds, wind directions, relative humidity, pressure. All of that information we can gather for each specific venue.
Reusable, functional, and also a souvenir.
You don't need a $900,000 weather system to tell you the next 2 weeks will be a test of endurance worthy of a medal.
Forecasters say the heat index reached over 100 sometime late this morning. Well, in another part of the world, talking about weather, severe flooding is ravaging the northern part of Quebec. At least 7,000 people were forced to evacuate yesterday. So far, flash floods have killed at least 8 people, but many more are still missing. Canada's Prime Minister flew over the region this weekend to try and assess the damage. Back in this country, one person is still missing after an explosion and fire at a sugar plant in western Nebraska. The blast shook the small town of Scottsbluff, injuring more than a dozen people and leveling several silos. Investigators say it looks like something may have ignited sugar dust. Turning to medical news, forecasters often talk about Doppler radar in their weather reports. But now there's another kind of Doppler that doctors are using to listen in on the human brain. And as Wendy Rigby reports, it may help prevent strokes.
And that acts as a conducting medium for the ultrasound.
Using a simple transducer held next to the skull, neurosurgeon Dr. David Dean is listening in on the human brain. The transcranial Doppler uses ultrasound to measure velocity of blood flow going through arteries deep inside the head. For patients like Manuel Acuna, it's a painless way to monitor vascular problems.
The good thing about it is it doesn't hurt. You know, it doesn't hurt, and it doesn't hurt to know what's happening.
We've got all these little abnormal blood vessels.
Dr. Dean can see Manuel's problem on this arteriogram. It's a birth defect called arteriovenous malformation, a condition that puts him at greater risk for stroke. The Doppler gives doctor and patient a better concept of what's going on in his head.
It's quite easy and accessible for a technician to do this. Second advantage is it doesn't hurt. Third advantage is it doesn't mean that we put dye into the patient's circulation. We don't have to worry about allergic reactions.
Like many other medical breakthroughs, the transcranial Doppler is becoming more accessible. You used to have to go to the hospital in order to have this test done. Now it can be performed right here in the doctor's office. In San Antonio, Wendy Rigby for CBS News.
Still to come, Don says no relief from this sizzling heat. His forecast when we come back.
The Foot Doctor.
Join others who have benefited by experienced foot care. I'm Dr. Freiberg. Call my office for a free consultation.
On West Bank, New Orleans, there's a swinging spot
where the music cooking and the fun's red hot.
Swing on by night or day to Boomtown Casino, that's the place. Boomtown
Casino.
Come catch the show. Boomtown Casino. Country, Cajun, soul. West Bank fun, night or day at Boomtown Casino, that's the place.
Boomtown Casino, West Bank. No matter where you travel this summer, you'll be seeing some interesting sights, like new Dodge cars and trucks, because Dodge's popularity is rising faster than any other American car and truck line. And now with savings like these on select Dodge cars, then up to $4,000 off select Dodge trucks, the demand for a new Dodge is sure to increase even more. So hurry to the Dodge Summer Clearance and get the whole picture. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Playing in the Superdome, the crowd's unbelievable. It's unreal to come into a place and have 60, 70,000 people cheering for you. The excitement and the team is motivated. It's just a great feeling, so I enjoy it. I love to come out and play in front of this crowd.
I want that crowd to be behind us. I want people coming into the stadium to have to fear that noise and fear that extra player. And that's you guys out there. It's awesome. It's fun. It's loud. It's rocking. They play good music. It's the best place to play football.
Like good friends and family, we're here when you need us. Lamps on every road.
Well, you think Atlanta's hot? We're almost as hot, probably just as hot. Here's Don with the story.
How about a little hotter than they are in Atlanta right now? Look at our current temperatures around the area. 90 degrees at New Orleans International, 92 at Audubon Park, 91 in Slidell with partly cloudy skies. Our humidity 65%. Wind from the west now at 7 miles per hour. The pressure 30.08 and falling. Look at that. The heat index at Audubon Park right now 104. You have to be working outside. Be sure you take some precautions. Other temperatures around the region at midday. We're looking at 90s over most of the area, 88 in Alexandria, 89 in Lake Charles, 88 in Macomb, but everybody else in the low 90s and likely to go even higher before the day is over. High pressure over the Gulf of Mexico is controlling our weather. We have a couple of cold fronts. Don't hold your breath. Those fronts will probably consolidate into a single front, but they are not expected to get through here. We're going to remain on the south side, the warm side, the humid side. And that's going to be the case for many days to come. As for the satellite picture, this is the visible light satellite, and you notice there are sort of popcorn-type clouds beginning to occur from the Texas coast across southeast Louisiana all the way into the Florida Panhandle, but no great masses of clouds. I think we're going to see considerable sunshine around here this afternoon, and we know That means the temperatures will be rising. As for rainfall, we have considerable thunderstorm activity in Oklahoma, Kansas, up into Missouri, even northern Arkansas, over in the southern portion of Georgia, northern Florida, the lower coast of South Carolina, but across the central Gulf Coast, things are pretty quiet today. We have seen a few showers drifting up out of the Gulf across Vermilion Bay, Chapelizod Bay, even Timberlier Bay, but really very few, quite isolated. Our chances for rain very low this afternoon. And that's going to be the case again tomorrow. That front will still be well north of us. We will still have only a small chance for showers and thunderstorms across our part of the Gulf Coast. Pretty good chance for rain in southern Georgia, South Carolina, even northern Mississippi and northern Alabama. That will continue to be the case even on Wednesday from the Plain States into Arkansas, the northern half of Mississippi, and into Alabama, a good deal of Georgia, and up the Atlantic coastline. But across our part of the central Gulf Coast, the chance for rain is going to remain low. And that's what we're figuring for this afternoon. We're looking for lots of sunshine, just a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Our highs this afternoon, 91 to 96. Wind out of the southwest, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Could be a little gusty at times. Tonight, we'll see mostly fair skies, lows in the mid to upper 70s, southwest wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And tomorrow, very much the same. Just a small chance for isolated showers of thunderstorms. Highs again in the low to mid-90s with southwest wind at 8 to 15. Our marine forecast for today, southwest wind out there at 8 to 15 knots, seas 1 to 3 feet, just a light chop on the lakes, and a few isolated thunderstorms. As for the tide times, here they are, the average tide range only 0.2 of a foot. And the look ahead down the road, only 20% for showers or thunderstorms today, may be increasing a bit toward mid or the latter part of the week, but remaining very hot all the way through that period, Bill.
All right, thank you, Don. All right, the recent killings of 2 NOPD officers, that's the topic of today's editorial with Phil Johnson.
First, it was one policeman shot and killed in the line of duty. Then, another day, another policeman shot and killed. We mourn, we weep, and we hear the chorus crying, somebody should do something. We agree it's time to do something, but what can we do, ordinary citizens? How do we help to make things better? Well, we can help protect other police lives. We can do something to make sure other policemen have a better chance against the armed thugs with no respect for the law. So today, in union with the Police Foundation of New Orleans, WWL-TV announces the start of a drive to equip every cop on the street with bulletproof vests. We've discussed this with Chief Pennington. He tells us he would need 600 vests to equip all the precinct policemen, all the officers who work the streets. He said vests would be made a part of the uniform. Wearing them would be mandatory. Cost of a vest would be between $300 and $500 each, depending upon the size. So we're talking about $250,000, $250,000. That's what we have to raise, and we're starting today. The money will be banked and overseen by the Police Foundation, which recently raised over $250,000 for other police needs. The vests will be purchased by the foundation. Every dollar will be accountable to you, the public. Where do you send your donation? Send it to Vests for Life, Post Office Box 50218, New Orleans, Louisiana 70150. That's Vests for Life, Post Office Box 50218, New Orleans, Louisiana 70150. Somebody should do something is the cry. Well, now you have a chance to be somebody.
Back with more right after this.
The Shriners are proud of the work they do for kids, and Buick is proud to provide the official courtesy cars for their 96 convention here in Louisiana. Now during Buick's Courtesy Car Parade, you can get the biggest savings of the year. Choose from a giant selection of best-selling LeSabres, Park Avenues, Regals, and Roadmasters. Driven only a few days, they can't be sold at new car prices, and that means unbeatable savings for you. But they're sure to go fast. Don't let Buick's Courtesy Car Parade pass you by. Hurry to your Louisiana Buick dealer today.
They know the joy of victory and the agony of defeat.
It was all the pressure. I just couldn't take it.
They are the rare breed who play these games. Games that demand skills you won't find anywhere else. And you definitely won't see in Atlanta. Games that are the ultimate showcase for dexterity, tenacity, and hilarity. Because these are our games, and you've got a front row seat. The Naturally Nollins Game. Tonight at 10 on WWL-TV, Channel 4.
My job is to keep a guy from touching the quarterback the entire game. And that's a hard job to do, but that's what I'm paid to do. Nobody touches Jim Everett. I'm his personal guardian.
Playing in the Superdome is something that Saints fans get excited about, but something more that Saints players get excited about. When we're in the Dome and it's full, it's nothing like playing in front of 60,000 screaming Saints fans. Saints fans, I'll see you in the end zone.
That dome's going to be rocking because we're going to be scoring some points this year. I'm ready this season if you are.
All right, recapping our top stories now in case you joined us late. Eyewitness News has learned that a 22-year-old man has been arrested in the murder of a 14-year-old girl over the weekend. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office has called an afternoon news conference to discuss the case. 2 more murders in the city of New Orleans. One of the victims is the son of Civil Court Judge Ronald Scholes. And salvage crews will try again today to use an underwater video camera at the site of the TWA crash in the Atlantic. And that will do it for this 12 o'clock news on this Monday, July the 22nd. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you tonight.
There's never been a better time to drive a new Chevy Geo. That's because for a limited time, Geo is offering cash back on its hottest models. Get $600 back on Geo Metro, the affordable small car that delivers big gas mileage. Or take $1,000 back on Prism, a car that offers high-quality precision engineering at a price up to $2,000 less than Corolla. Or get $1,500 back on Tracker, Geo's fun on-road, off-road vehicle. It's Chevrolet's Geo incentive sale, and it's going on right now, only at your Super Chevy dealers.
Want to know a secret? Never stop learning. Well, I just learned something about Depend undergarments. Look, Depend, with the unique cloth-like moisture barrier, has been redesigned to put even more protection where you need it most. And that makes Depend better than ever.
That's better.
Yeah, well, you learn something new every day. Depend, because you've got a lot of living to do.
Sally wants to be a surgeon when she grows up. Maybe someday she'll operate on you. Now, would you like this free booklet of simple ways you can help improve her education? Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
At Six Flags Astro World,
in the new Batman Forever Water Stunt Spectacular. The Riddler is taking Gotham by storm, and Batman is the only hope. By land, by sea, by air. By far the biggest, most explosive stunt show ever. The all-new Batman Forever Water Stunt Spectacular. Only at Six Flags Astro World. Save up to $10 on adult admission with coupons from Winn-Dixie.
Heart healthy, you want heart healthy? Tomorrow we cooking guiltless. Innocent to the bone shrimp Alfredo.
Inside the Wembley Tie Factory, today on Angelo.